What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the first year guys going into 2024, thinking of starting a pressure washing business. Hey, pay no mind to my notifications. My phone likes to vibrate all day, and you may hear some of those in this video as well. So I think I just heard one. But today's video, like I said, we're talking about the things that you need to pay attention to and the things that you need to ignore. Look, I understand that getting started in a new business, there's a lot of clutter in the mind. And the more videos I watch from gurus on YouTube, there's no pressure washing gurus, first off, that's hilarious. But just people who have really huge channels talking about all this business stuff. Go down the list of all your favorite podcasts, man. You can get truly in the weeds. So much so that a confused mind, we know, does nothing. A confused mind does nothing, and you will get confused and you will start focusing on all kinds of things that don't matter. And in today's video, I want to tell you about what does matter, what you really do need to focus on if you are getting started this year. I'm talking to the new guys right now. Okay. So I remember when I was first getting started, some of the podcasting, 2016 stuff was really becoming big with the podcast world and all of the barrage of business advice, and look, this video is business advice. I am not unaware of that. I'm not unaware of the irony here, but I think a lot of business people and business gurus, if you will, love to complicate the process of business almost to satisfy their own ego, right? It's fun to complicate it, to make everything they're doing sound very difficult. I mean, you guys have heard. My favorite one are the acronym guys. The guys who have an acronym for everything they do. They're like the KPIs and the APCs and the blah, 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 and the this and the that. And I'm like, me getting started, I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. Now I know KPI is key performance indicators and all these little acronyms that business people keep throwing out. Guys, you don't need to know any of that stuff, okay? So most of the stuff you're getting from these podcasts is either really ethereal, really like high-level mindset stuff, which is good. It's good. It's motivational. It's get off your ass, right? Or it's so in the weeds of their personal business that it doesn't apply to what you're doing at all. Pressure washing is one of those businesses that a guy like you watching right now, a guy like me who was broke in 2016, okay, can really turn his life around. And really the only reason he can do that, I will be honest with you, is because of one thing: margins. Margins in pressure washing are unbelievable. They are better than probably most every single other service industry aside from HVAC, because HVAC is like a technician type of business that charges a lot for knowledge, and people will pay it hand over fist. And they should, right? Who's going to go without AC and heat? All right. But lawn care doesn't offer this margin. Okay. Landscaping offers a decent margin, but not as high as, 60% like pressure washing, and the in and out capability. Landscaping, usually those guys are there for a week or more doing a project if it's a real landscape company and they're really cranking out these big stonescapes and all kinds of stuff, right? A lot of moving parts go into those businesses. Our business is you show up, you have some really good chem knowledge, you know what you're doing with your equipment, you knock out a job, you can do $1,500, $2,000 in a day. Those days are not unheard of. For a new guy, they may be a little less uncommon because he doesn't know how to price. But I will be honest with you, all of these little acronyms that guys are throwing out and to sound smart do not matter. So what does matter when you're starting your business? One thing that I like to operate from, and I'm probably blessed that I have this because of my grandfather. Well, actually both grandfathers are kind of this way, is we operate kind of from a steady state of pissed off. It's the linebacker thing, I'm not a huge guy. I'm about 5'9.5". I was 185 pounds in high school playing football, right? I'm more mad than I am big, that kind of guy. Just a steady state of grit and I'm going to make it happen, that will serve you more than knowing any of those funny little acronyms and all the marketing things and all the things and all the stuff, right? The ability to say, this will work. I was talking to my dad over Christmas, and I was telling him, like, I have this other business, and I was saying, it's not a question as to whether it will work or not. It has no choice. And I love my dad to death, but that like didn't quite process early on for him in the conversation. He was like, what do you mean it doesn't have a choice? It doesn't have a choice but to work. Everything I've touched over the last 5 years has worked. It's going to work. And you can apply that sort of resolve and decision-making to your business. Look, I know your entire life you've been told that it might not work. Oh, here's my favorite. Have a plan B. You need a plan B just in case it doesn't work. Meanwhile, that person drove a Hyundai to get to the event. Like, don't speak to me. Like, how are you going to give me advice about life? Talking about plan B. Driving a damn RAV4. Get out of here. Right? No offense to the guys driving RAV4s. Everybody's got to start somewhere. But look, if the guy's not driving the car you want to drive, if he's not living the life you want to live, if he's not in his business at least doing the money you want to do, don't be taking advice from these people. It's odd that your entire life, the people who are broke constantly wanted to give you the advice, aka grades 1 through 12. The people standing at the front of the class are poor. And they're wanting to give you advice on life. They're wanting to clutter the mind. There's a great book called Dumbing Us Down, and it talks about how the school system is not built to educate. It's built to give surface level context to, not difficult problems, but give a little bit of math. It's built to confuse in a way, give you a lot of tests that absolutely do nothing for you in the real world. How many of you guys got out of school and didn't know how to do taxes? Didn't really know how to file anything. But meanwhile, you know how to do some calculus, right? So could you imagine that maybe that would apply, that same confusion in your grades 1 through 12 that we all went through? Maybe that could apply to the business advice, the guru world. Why would it ever be so easy as to operating from a state of pissed off resolve that you're going to go talk to every single person you see about your pressure washing business? That you're going to implement the simple thought of having a quality website. It's 2023, guys. The 90s were the time for the beginning of websites. I mean, we're 30-something years beyond it. It's not a new concept, right? You have that blessing that it's not a new concept. And then it's been pretty well figured out. All right. We have Google where people, humans, your customers can go and search for your service and you pop up and they call. Can you imagine not having that? Can you imagine the sweat that you would have had to do if you were Lane Yarbrough, the inventor of roof cleaning, in 1987, explaining to people what algae was on their roof and that he could actually get it off? Lane, I know the story. He was typing on a typewriter, one at a time, flyers for people who had algae on their roof, and he would go hand them out at those people's houses. It was a one at a time thing. It was not an industry. In the late 80s, you now have everything in the palm of your hand with this phone right here to where customers can find you. And if you don't have that, you don't have a website just yet, you can go out and speak to people about your service and say, hey, would you like to buy it? And just shut up. Your mind will be blown at how many people say, well, you know what? Yeah, I would like to buy it. A lot of stuff. Look, in year one, this should be your tunnel vision. This should be your blinders, right? Get your website set up. Start learning some of the pillars of the marketing, right? It's a handful of things that really move the needle. It's like everything. It's blocking and tackling in football. Yeah, everyone wants to, we got this scheme where the running back, see, he does a stall right here. And then the quarterback drops back. And then when this happens, the running back. No. Can we block the defensive line? Can we tackle the running back? And if you can say yes to both of those things, right, you can win at football and at this game, all right? It's all down to the principles and the fundamentals. If you agree, put fundamentals in the comments if you've watched this far. Guys, I appreciate you watching the channel. You know, I was just thinking about this today, and I was like, man, it's so easy to get down the rabbit hole of Instagram and YouTube of listening to all of these people who have, $50 million, $100 million companies, billion-dollar companies, and they're speaking from such a high level of almost detachment that a new guy who's just wanting to start his pressure washing business, he can get very confused. I was listening to him. I'm like, man, if I was listening to these people, I would have never started my business. Really, what you need right now is some grit, a little bit of pissed offness that all those people taught you some bullshit, grades 1 through 12. If something's going to piss you off, let it be that, okay, that they conned you into poverty, all right? And have a little courage to go out and say, hey, this is my new venture. I'm starting it out. I guarantee you I will do an excellent job. Man, if you have that, who can stop you? Who? No one. And you will maintain that through your entire business, and that will be still the cornerstone of why you're successful. You will say, I will show up when I told you I would. I'm going to do the job or better than I told you I was going to do. You're going to pay me what we agreed to. All of this other stuff, the details, the stuff we all like to mentally masturbate over, will come. He said, don't come. I'm going to come. He said, right? It will come down the line. Year 2, start thinking about some of that stuff. Start listening, getting your charts together, right? Year 1, I'm going to tell you, you may owe nothing in taxes. It may be a loss. You may make a little bit of money with the business expenses and everything like that. You may owe a little bit, okay? So don't focus on the acronyms. Stop focusing on all the complex, high-level thoughts of business from these billionaires and these multi-millionaires with big companies. A lot of that stuff, they're very detached from the core element of the hands-on. And the truth about this is 99% of guys starting a pressure washing business are going to be the guy cleaning. Right off the gate, they're going to be the guy doing the work. So you're a little bit different, right? You're starting from a different place. Therefore, the advice you need is a little bit different than what they're able to provide. Do not complicate this in 2024. For the guys who have the bigger companies, they're still maintaining this core cornerstone of blocking and tackling and the fundamentals of approaching a customer who is interested about a service that you offer and you saying, hey, would you like to buy it? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hey, look, if you're wanting to get around the right people, which is probably the biggest element of all of this. You could feel like you're out there on an island. I know you're starting your business. You feel alone. Maybe you're in a rural area. You got everybody telling you that this is a dumb idea. You got poor people in your family all over the place. You don't even know the parasites that you have in your mind from all of the raising. Look, I know. I grew up in South Alabama, dude. I know this better than most. All right. If you want to get around the right people, join the inner circle. Click the link below. We got about 300, almost 400 guys in there. People who are doing the right core fundamentals every day with a positive attitude. Everybody in there supports everybody else. I don't know if you've ever been around a group of people on the internet and all they do is troll each other. Like that is most of the internet. Okay. Everybody just trolls and hates on everybody's success. We've done a good job of culling all of that out. We've got guys in there from just starting to six-figure earners to $250,000, $500,000. We even got some seven-figure earners in there, multiple seven-figure earners in there. I think it'd be a good place for you to start your journey. The Pressure Washing Blueprint Inner Circle. I'll put a link in the description. I'll see you guys in the next video.